game here. I am excited to see him up close and personal. I have never seen him live in action.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these teams. Santa Cruz is going to be in black tonight. Damian Jones is not here. Dennis Clifford and Krista Beckbar are out. So James Sutherland is the 5 for Santa Cruz. A little small ball tonight.
Yes, it is. I believe you tweeted that a little while ago. And for a team that has won 4 in a row, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a different dynamic without a lot of the bigs.
The Mad Ants winning at Salt Lake City on Wednesday by 11. Santa Cruz winning at home against the Raptors 905 by 6. That was a fantastic game, and this one is underway. Fort Wayne in yellow and dark red.
And not a surprise to see Hansbrough get it on the first possession.
And he scores over Sutherland. He had to play a little bit of defense at the 5 on Wednesday. Had to go up against Eddie Tavares, so at least Hansbrough is a little smaller in size than the 7'2 Tavares. Dante Henton back into the starting lineup. His 3 is short. Seven to shoot. Pressy almost lost it. Sutherland will heave one up. They don't contest, but he can't make them pay. Tapped around, and there's Stephen Hicks. So it's Stephen Hicks, Jordan Lloyd, Tyler Hansbrough as Lloyd dribbles that one back to Santa Cruz. Scott Wood spots up. That's no good.
He missed the shot, but I like that Wood gave it up, knowing he was going to get it back as long as he sprinted to his spot at the three-point line.
Alex Poitras, former Kentucky Wildcat, and Trey McKinney-Jones, a longtime Termite. The starters for Fort Wayne, the other 2. Pressy pops a 3. And that goes down, and finally fans in front of us can take a seat.
And once again, a lot of emotion from Phil Pressy early on. You could see on the very first defensive possession after Fort Wayne won the tip, he really got up and pressed into the ball handler. We've been seeing him with a lot more emotion lately.
3 is off from Lloyd. Never really was on target. You could just see his weak side help defense there. He was really intent in a defensive stance, and he has 5 points.
And again, he's just bouncing around like the Energizer Bunny right now.
2 minutes in. These teams met in the 2015 D-League Finals and the 2014 D-League Finals. Fort Wayne sweeping the C-Dubs in 2014. Foul down low on Sutherland, trying to battle for low post position with Psycho T. And the C-Dubs returning the sweeping favor in 2015.
That was a good call against Sutherland. Hansbrough had deep position. Sutherland trying to fight around, and without the big guys tonight, the one thing you can't have is James Sutherland in foul trouble. So if I'm Fort Wayne, I am immediately going back to Hansbrough on the block.
You know who the backup center is tonight for Santa Cruz?
That would be Elgin Cook.
Yeah, and he hasn't played since December. Off the side of the backboard, Poitras gets it back and is bothered by James, who takes it away. Then it's poked away. Back for Poitras, goes inside, and ooh.
He just can't commit the foul there. He has to simply let Poitras make a layup.
That's 2 personals on Sutherland, and he almost clapped his way into a technical foul.
And he is not happy right now. He knows how valuable he is to this team, and he is walking, it looks like, almost back down the hallway to calm himself down.
You know, procedurally, Elgin Cook shouldn't be checking in until after the first free throw.
Oh, you want to go tell the referees that right now?
I'm just saying, you check in after the first free throw. Now, our officials tonight, Randy Richardson, Tyler Ricks, and Wesley Ford. Randy Richardson, a friend of the broadcast. Had a chance to talk with him at the 2017 D-League Showcase. Great guy. A very solid official as well. Both free throws good. And Trey McKinney-Jones bumped to the deck. Ooh, and a little extra bump by Elgin Cook on Trey McKinney-Jones. I like the intensity here early.
Elgin Cook, the toughness is back. I have been waiting to see him in uniform for 2.5 months. Hasn't played since December 29th. 22 games he's been out.
There he is on the drive and the pull-up, and welcome back to the lineup, Elgin Cook.
And what a nice way to come back by getting a nice little soft roll. And he's got some words for Tyler Hansbrough as he gets back on defense.
Yeah, you think Elgin Cook's going to back down from Tyler Hansbrough? No way. And tapped in. That's basket interference?
No, that's going to be
one.
an and one.
Oh, and Tyler Hansbrough's worked up too. This has the makings of a bloodbath.
Yes, it really does. You can see Elgin Cook just trying to box out Hansbrough. Casey Hill saying that Hansbrough was all over Elgin Cook's back and calling for a review, but you can't review in the first quarter.
Not anymore. So Santa Cruz's centers have 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got a feeling that we're going to have a lot of free throws here tonight.
Yeah. And where's Kevin Kotzer, Ogden Kuzmich, Hilton Armstrong, Jeremy Tyler, and Daniel Orton when you need them?
Anybody else? Got any other bigs to name?
Chris Johnson. He was a good one.
Yeah.
Mikkel Gladness.
Yes.
Take any of those guys right now. That's not to say that Elgin Cook and Sutherland won't do a good job. You just need some guys with height if they're going to be in foul trouble.
Elgin Cook is 6'6", and he's playing center right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Golden State when Draymond's at the 5.
Heading for 3, it's good.
Although in that lineup, Kevin Durant's at the 4, and he's 6'11". So
if Cook goes into foul trouble, then I guess Cle Anthony Early becomes your 5, or Michael Thompson.
Yeah, then you, I don't know what you do.
Hansbrough back for Jordan Lloyd, former D2 player at the University of Indianapolis. The 3 is short for Hansbrough. Jordan Lloyd averaging 15 points per game, was a third-round draft pick of Fort Wayne. He's had a really nice year. Fire starter for the Mad Ants. Cook, pull up from 18, 2 for 2 for EC.
And expect Tyler Hansbrough to get a post touch right here.
They're going to involve him in the on ball. Oh, yeah, he's asking for it.
He wants it.
And he gets
Pressy rips it.
Pressy, no looks for Drisdom. Soars to the rim and jams it down. C-Dubs up a touchdown.
Well, Phil Pressy, the energy is contagious, showing this fan sitting courtside. Look at Phil Pressy. He's making me want to go put on my uniform and go play with him.
Tyler Hansbrough called for the illegal pick. He's not happy. Oh, this is a fun start.
This is a late 90s Eastern Conference Knicks Heat game that Kevin Dana is very excited to be a part of.
Drew, if you get a black eye tonight, my mistake. Up top, here's Seton.
Well, just know that I'm going to come swinging back at you.
That's what I'd hope. Cook muscles one inside.
Tyler Hansbrough took himself out of the play. Elgin Cook knew that that layup was not going to go in. And just look at the body language for the Santa Cruz Warriors. This is the most intense I have seen this team this entire season.
I don't want to meet either of these teams in a back alley. It's been fun. 16-7 Santa Cruz, 7:10 to go in the first. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
The following big-time performances.
Oh, what a play! Simmons, what hustle!
High flyers. Wow. Global superstars and NBA champions.
It's over! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
What do all these stars have in common? Their dreams began in the NBA Development League. The NBA D-League is rising. Who's coming up next?
Download the NBA D-League app today.
Cruz by 9, about 5 minutes into the first quarter. Let's take a look at the playoff picture in both conferences as they stand right now. And both Santa Cruz and Fort Wayne really in a battle for their playoff lives. Yeah, Fort Wayne, the number 3 seed right now, but they're only up 2 games on 5th seed at Delaware, so they have some work to do.
What a win for Santa Cruz the other night against Raptors 905.
It really wasn't. Santa Cruz is the number 5 team in the Western Conference. A game back of Sioux Falls, but they own the tiebreaker over both Sioux Falls and Rio Grande Valley at the moment. And they'll have Texas next weekend for a back-to-back. Those will be 2 very pivotal games. Back to action. You wonder how long this intensity can last.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've been talking about it a lot, but eventually you can't think that this is a football game. You got to make sure that you stay poised and stay calm and just execute on both ends.
Former Santa Cruz Warrior Travis Leslie into the game for the Mad Ants. Spent the inaugural season here with the C-Dubs 4 years ago. Tried to get it to Pressey inside, poked away.
Not a bad look, but if you're Elgin Cook, take that shot. You've knocked down a mid-range jumper already. Go ahead and shoot that one.
Lloyd teeing up a 3. That's off the mark again. Lloyd on the season a 31% three-point shooter. Deep 3 from Phil, and he's feeling it right now.
Yes, he is. And just look at him. He's talking to himself. I don't know if he's just trying to constantly motivate himself, or he's not a guy who we've seen talk a lot, but over the last 3 weeks or so,
yeah,
it's just been a completely different demeanor.
And he reached in there and got the steal on Hicks, who thought he was fouled. No looks, one off for Wood. Now Clay Anthony will go to work. Wood a 3, hand in his face, it's short. Good contest from Travis Leslie. Santa Cruz by 10. Jabari Brown about to check into the game. 9 points in his debut on Wednesday.
Well, Santa Cruz doesn't have the size tonight, but they got 6-7 guys who can get you 20, 25 points.
Shot is good, a long 2 for Alex Poitras, a 2017 D-League All-Star, and would have been a slam dunk participant if he wasn't injured.
And he's rocking 99 tonight, jersey number.
Yeah, Jabari Brown usually wears number 2. Elgin Cook storming to the rack, lays it up, misses that one, taps it out to Early though. Clay Anthony on the drive, gets around Leslie and gets the friendly roll. He was huge on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Season high 25 points.
Pretty much played the entire fourth quarter because Casey Hill just couldn't take him out.
Had a game-tying 3-point play, and then Santa Cruz used that to spur an 8-0 run to take control for good. Turnover back to Santa Cruz as Jabari Brown checks in for Scott Wood. Steve Gansey, the head coach of the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, in his second year on your screen right there. Led the Mad Ants to a 20-win season last year, and they'll be better this year, already 3 wins better if they lost the rest of the way. An experienced D-League coach. Beautiful pass inside. 5 to shoot for Elgin. Spins around Leslie, Poitras, and Poitras fouls him.
Well, we have seen Elgin Cook either score or attempt to score in almost every way you can, except for shooting a 3 here so far tonight. He's had the mid-range, he's attacked the rim, he's been on the block, he's been on the block extended. He just is so versatile on the offensive end, and oh yeah, he's at his best when he's out in transition, and we haven't seen that yet.
Cook hits the first of 2 coming into this game. 77 out of 101 from the foul line for Elgin. So 76%. And he makes both.
Doesn't look very rusty.
No, he has 8 points already, and we haven't even played 8 minutes. Lloyd thought he was fouled. Pressey again just
look at his defense.
Him. Defensive stance the whole way. Lloyd, no, tipping too short for Poitras. Jabari on the break. Oh, nice pull-up jumper, doesn't go, but stopped on a dime. Leads to a fast break for the Mad Ants and a very high pass from Poitras to a cutting Leslie.
Well, my first time seeing Jabari Brown play in person, and usually when you're out in transition, you either want to get to the rim or pull up from 3. So an interesting decision to see him take that mid-range.
Here's the under 3 mandatory, 23-11 Santa Cruz. When we come back, we'll hear from Gina Antoniello as the Sea-Dubs lead by 12. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
Santa Cruz, it is now time for Human Bowling, brought to you by Barnelli's. Now we have 2 teams with 1 goal in mind to knock down as many pins as possible. The team that knocks down the most is going home the winner. So it looks like we have our first team. They're set and ready to go. We have Malik and Jack. All right, let's see what you guys got. And away we go. Very good push. Very, very good push. Team 1 has a score of 5 pins. All right, Team 2. You guys need 6 pins to win. 6 pins to win it. And we were close, but they also got a score of 5. Both our teams are going home the winner. Let's hear from all of our contestants. And thanks for playing Human Bowling. Hey, Warrior fans, love the jerseys the players are wearing tonight. Well, you can take one home. We've got the auction going on here at the auction table. All this must be in by the end of the 3rd quarter. All proceeds tonight benefit right away, so head on over and get your favorite Blazers jersey.
Welcome back to Kaiser Permanente Arena, where the Dubs lead the Mad Ants 23-11. Now the Warriors and Mad Ants share a deep playoff history, with the teams meeting in each postseason in the first 3 years in Santa Cruz history. In 2013, Santa Cruz swept Fort Wayne 2-0 in the first round in what was the first playoff series for both franchises. In 2014, Fort Wayne claimed its first D-League title by sweeping Santa Cruz in the finals 2-0. And in 2015, Santa Cruz swept Fort Wayne in the finals to claim its first D-League title. In Game 1 of the 2015 D-League Finals, Fort Wayne raced out to a 31-11 lead before Santa Cruz roared back to win 119-115 behind 31 points from Elliott Williams and 24 off the bench from Michael Thompson. Back to you, Kevin and Drew.
Thank you very much, Gina. And to extend kind of the similarities between these franchises, as Clay Anthony early hits a 3, Santa Cruz by 15. Last year, Santa Cruz 19-31, Fort Wayne 20-30. So they've really followed a similar path each of the first 4 years of Santa Cruz's existence. This is season 10 for the Mad Ants.
And now, with this lineup, as you mentioned, Clay Anthony early really is at the 5.
Leslie jacks up a 3. That's off target, high for the miss. Is LaDante Henton. So far, so good. Santa Cruz out rebounding Fort Wayne 11-7.
Yeah, what a rebound there by Henton, who had 8 rebounds on Wednesday night against Raptors 905. And before that, he had 11 boards.
Alex Hamilton throwing it away. And here's Trey McKinney-Jones. Nice glide to the rack and flushing it down. What I was going to say is the Mad Ants didn't make the playoffs the first 5 years. They kind of earned the nickname around the D-League colloquially as the Bad Ants. And they really turned it around. Ron Howard leading them to a D-League title as Jabari Brown is fouled shooting a 3 by Travis Leslie.
Yeah, not a smart play by Leslie, who doesn't agree with the call, but he definitely got up into Brown and fouled him.
When you think about D-League vets, you kind of think about some Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Cameron Jones, former Fort Wayne Mad Ant. Of course, Ron Howard, who was the all-time leading scorer in the D-League for a little bit until Ronaldo Major took that title back. Walker Russell Jr., former Detroit Piston, also played with the Reno Bighorns. Brown hitting the first. They have had some players over the years. Second one is good. Marcus Teague into the game for the first time. 2-year NBA veteran. Teague playing in the league with the Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets.
His brother Jeff
3 for 3. Yep.
Plays for the parent club, the Indiana Pacers.
Played the last 2 years with the Oklahoma City Blue. Leslie driving dish out. pull up from Teague. He's really improved that jumper. That doesn't go. Tip in not there for Hicks. Brown into the corner. Nice head fake. Hamilton, the pull up. Teague pushing. Hicks, foul. Stephen Hicks, athletic swing man for the Mad Ants, will go to the line.
LaDante Henton just didn't quite have the time to be able to get himself in position to either draw the charge or to possibly block the shot, and kind of was stuck between a rock and a hard place there and just had to commit the foul.
Stephen Hicks, 5-year college player, Big West freshman of the year. Second team all Big West as a senior at Cal State Northridge. He was a Matador. Drisdom in for Henton. And Hicks having a nice year, averaging 14.3 points per game. Last year with the Mad Ants, averaged around 7.5 points per. It was 2 for 2. He was drafted in the second round by Oklahoma City in 2015, then traded to Fort Wayne. Lee Anthony early, thinking about that pull-up, takes it over Poitras and drills it.
Well, it's nice to have a guy like that who can just simply break his guy down one-on-one and get a bucket. It looked like right when he got that ball, he knew exactly what he was going to do with it.
Leslie a drive and dish as he falls to the floor. Poitras working on Thompson. Michael Thompson into the game. He's been in for a couple of minutes as the three is off a line there from the corner for Hicks. Jabari, the step back, way strong. Grissom fighting for the rebound, but it's controlled by Teague. Poitras with the lay-in and one. And hopefully Michael Thompson's, he's all right. Just a little slow in getting up. He'd have to lead the team in charges drawn. He tried to draw another one right there.
And that's definitely a foul. He's in the restricted zone and in Poitras' way. You add a little injury to insult right there.
So a free throw here for a guy who was only expected to be at Kentucky for a year. At one point, he was the number 5 prospect in the 2013 draft by Chad Ford. And some inconsistency his freshman year. Of course, then he tore his ACL. Ended up at Kentucky for 4 years. Brown, long 2. Not there. Poitras still someone you'd certainly think of as an NBA prospect. Kenny Jones strong from the corner, tapped around, almost tapped in by Hicks.
And a great job by Early to tip it out. He knew he couldn't get the rebound.
The in and out dribble, little hook off the glass is good.
Well, you saw it on Wednesday night, and you're seeing it tonight. Why Anthony Early was the 34th pick just a couple seasons ago. I mean, this is just a beautiful little inside-out dribble, and was so high up, he practically threw that ball down at the glass. Hit the square, and it went in.
My favorite kind of dribble, the in-and-out dribble. Clock started a little early. Teague hadn't touched it. Well, they reset to 58.3. And they might reset it some more. Well, this will do, says Tyler Ricks. They move the shot clock down to 19. Teague saying, well, he never touched the ball, so they should have 24. And I think this helps for 2-for-1 purposes, because you can run it down to 34 instead of 39.
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, splitting hairs here, but
then, of course, he lets the ball roll all the way down.
yeah.
So if they were really going for that 2-for-1, they would just wait for the whole shot clock to run down.
Hicks flying in for the miss and a one. Chance to cut it to 12. He has been impressive.
Anthony Early flying to try to block that, and then Terrence Drisdom, just a little touch foul there. Just Either let the layup go in or foul him hard enough so he can't make it and get fouled.
They figure rebounding could be an issue tonight with no bigs for Santa Cruz. They got out rebounded with one big on Wednesday, 44-30 against Raptors 905. Jabari Brown splitting the defense, and he'll get his own bucket in the bump.
Well, I said it a couple minutes ago that despite the fact that Santa Cruz doesn't have the size tonight, everybody on the floor is a threat to score at any moment. And a guy like Jabari Brown, who averaged 34 points per game in China this year, had 50 in his last game over in China, is a guy who can go get you 30 here in the D-League.
Lead back up to 15. Marcus Teague, nice baseline drive, reverse layup, no. Put back flush, Alex Poitras on a pogo stick. And Hamilton attacks back in himself the line. That's what he does best.
And we're talking about 2-for-1s with about 54 seconds to go. There have been like 5 possessions in the last 20 seconds.
Going to turn into a 4-for-3, but look at this.
Alex Hamilton just completely lets Alex Poitras get to the rim, and not only did he time it perfectly, but the miss was perfect for him to flush that back with the right hand.
Nick Zeisloff going to come in for the first time tonight. He has a very quick release from 3, 41% three-point shooter. Hit a game winner against Greensboro a couple of months back. Was in training camp with the Pacers. Played at Indiana. Indiana guy through and through. Except he's from LaGrange, Illinois. Marcus Teague sent away by Cleanthony with a little stare down to Marcus Teague.
A little stare down? I would say that was a big stare down.
Early's not one to shy away from some talk. And he is backing that up with some very solid play tonight. And Wednesday. And the game before. Almost steals the inbounds. Poitras into the corner. Hicks a contested threes, an air ball, but Poitras, as Bob Fitzgerald says, the air ball always goes to the offensive team.
You mentioned Michael Thompson leading the team in charges. If he hadn't gotten hurt there, he tried to take another charge and fell on the ground, and that's what enabled Poitras to be able to catch that air ball.
C-Dub's looking for a 40-point first quarter. The ball gets kicked. 6.5 to go. Santa Cruz with 38 this quarter. That is a season high for first quarter points. Had a couple of 40-point quarters this year. Thompson driving, tough shot, in and out. Drisdom the tip with the left hand, second attempt is good. And Drisdom gives Santa Cruz a 40-25 lead as we head to the second quarter. 12 minutes in the books, and the C-Dubs impressive thus far. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball at Facebook Live.
Santa Cruz is now time for Price of the Race, brought to you by Lloyd's. Now check this out. Our contestants have a crazy obstacle course that they're going to have to weave their way around. They're going to have to travel up the court, weaving around the cones, and go back down the court, weaving around the cones. First one across the finish line is going home with a prize pack. So we have Andrew in the Steph Curry jersey, and we have Ryan in the blue hoodie. Our contestants are ready. Santa Cruz, let's hear it. Are you ready?
C-Dubs by 15 as we start the second quarter. And while we have the time, let's recognize former Santa Cruz Warrior Travis Leslie. Now with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. He was part of that inaugural team. Second ever call-up from Santa Cruz to an NBA team, and was the D-League All-Star Game MVP in his lone year with the C-Dubs.
First-round pick of the Clippers, second-round pick of the Clippers, as you see. And the D-League All-Star, the All-Star Game MVP. Got a 10-day contract that season with the Jazz, but didn't actually appear in a game. So he hasn't played in the NBA since the 2011-12 lockout season.
And if you ask people around this organization about Travis Leslie, they will give you glowing reviews. Awesome guy. Casey Hill loved the coach. I talked with him before the game, and Casey was saying, I'm really looking forward to seeing Travis tonight. He has a lot of fans here in Surf City.
He is on the wall.
He is on the call-up wall, and he's also on the award winners wall for his work as the All-Star Game MVP. Has played professionally also in France, Lithuania, and Georgia. Came by the broadcast booth before the game today.
So he went to Georgia.
Yep.
And he played in Georgia. Or are you saying that's where he went to college?
That's where he went to college.
Okay, I thought you were saying he played professionally in the Republic of Georgia.
I meant to say Germany. If I said Georgia,
you did.
Germany.
You absolutely said Georgia. You freaked me out. I'm like, do they have a professional league?
They probably do, but
is Zaza Pachulia going to play there when he's 50?
Good to see Travis Leslie.
Yes, it
back
is.
Here in the D-League. Alex Hamilton getting his way to the rim, swimming past Marcus Teague, who thought it was a travel.
Well, Teague cut him off, but almost cut him off too much to the point where he allowed Hamilton to have a little angle to. He definitely did pick up that.
You think it was a walk?
That pivot foot, but it's kind of like a slower motion Euro step.
It's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
68% from the line, though, for Alex, and if you're a guard, you need to be mid-70s. And he is 3 for 4 tonight. D-League average from the line this year, 74.3%. Santa Cruz by 16 equals their game-high lead. Had that at 31-15. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Nice drive by Teague, and a foul on Hamilton. Free throws coming up for the younger brother of Jeff Teague. One thing Teague really did well from the 14-15 and 15-16 season with the Oklahoma City Blue was improve that jumper. 2 years ago with the Blue, 25% from downtown. Last year with the Blue, 39%. That was kind of the book on him, was that he didn't have an outside shot. Looks confident at the line there. This is only his second game after playing in Israel and Russia earlier this year. Brown spinning on Lloyd. Pull-up jumper short.
Looked like Brown had a lane to the basket. He had a step or a half step, but settled for that mid-range again.
Hansborough played just under 5 minutes, and he was guarded by Hamilton on the post.
Yeah, that was a foul coming from, you
Yeah.
could see that one coming from a mile away. Not a matchup that Santa Cruz wants to see. Alex Hamilton trying to guard Hansborough.
Now Cook switches back on to him. Remember, James Sutherland with 2 fouls. We haven't seen him since the first 2.5 minutes. And there's the second on Elgin Cook. So Cook with 2, Sutherland with 2, and Hansborough back to the line. Drew, is there a better nickname than Psycho T?
There are, but it is a good one. Because he plays like a madman.
He's the ultimate love to have him on your team, hate to play against him guy. He splits the pair there. 4th game in the D-League. Younger brother Ben played in the D-League a couple years back with Grand Rapids. 3 from Cook is good.
Well, the only thing we haven't seen now is him out in transition. But Kevo, you know I've been asking all the time, when's Elgin coming back? When's Elgin coming back? And you see why I missed him so much.
He's a fantastic player for the C-Dubs. 11 points in this game. The D-League stats for him are off because there was a game at RGV where the RGV book said he played 54 seconds, a game he never appeared in. So his stats, his real stats are about 16.6 points, 5.3 rebounds. The D-League stats have him at like 15.5 points and 5 rebounds, something like that. Don't worry, we keep the real Elgin Cook stats for you.
Yes, we do.
And hopefully they'll get that changed. I've been bugging the D-League office about that. Teague floater banked in.
By the way, I'm going to say it right now. Teague meant to bank that.
Yes, he did.
No doubt about it. Sometimes you can't really tell, but that one looked like that's where he was going for.
Brown, a confident stroke from distance, and his college roommate Phil Pressey cheering him on from the stands, or from the scorer's table.
Well, I don't know if we're ever going to see Jabari Brown smile, but he certainly makes the Santa Cruz fans smile because he can fill it up.
He's got 9 to match his total from Wednesday. Lloyd almost stripped. Teague out to Zeislov. There's the 3. Casey Hill put 2 hands to his head as soon as the pass went to Zeislov because he knew it was going in. Cook a 3. Doesn't make that one. Teague gets that one off, and Hicks just bowled over Michael Thompson. And again, Michael Thompson taking a charge.
And finally he's rewarded after multiple attempts already.
Pressey and Wood in. It's going to be Hamilton and Brown going to the bench. Santa Cruz scored 128 on Wednesday. They have a look of a team that could get to 120 tonight. They're more than on pace for that. Thompson going to work on Hansborough. Kind of pulled the chair from him. That was really nice defensive play. They're going to say off Santa Cruz. That's the word from Wesley Ford. Tyler Ricks is going to come in and say, Wes, I'm sorry you got that one wrong.
Yeah, Thompson, instead of just trying to go up and beat Hansborough to the rim, he stopped and kind of initiates the contact. And yes, that ball clearly off of Fort Wayne.
It was off Lloyd's foot. With Dante Henton back in. Cook on the curl, jams it down.
Oh, and he kind of grimaces a little bit. Hopefully he didn't aggravate the ankle, but he's definitely uncomfortable.
He's not moving right, doesn't look like. We'll have a whistle and a foul on Santa Cruz.
Yeah, Elgin Cook is asking for a sub. And it looks like Lee Anthony Early is going to come in.
So no Dennis Clifford, no Chris Abeck, but no Damian Jones tonight. And if Elgin Cook can't return to the lineup, well, that would not be a good thing. Hopefully he's okay, and we don't want to speculate what the issue may be. But they need him tonight.
Maybe he just wants to head back into the locker room, check out his Oregon Ducks playing against Cal, watch a little bit, and then come back.
Yeah, hopefully that's all. Well, Sutherland's going to get back in here. Drop back for Wood, 28-footer. Off the mark. Teague, nice crossover, pocket pass. Poitras doesn't handle it. Out of bounds, off Poitras.
Terrence
Defense,
Drisdom.
Yep. He's coming out for Sutherland. Terrence, all he does is give you good minutes. Santa Cruz is 5-2 when he starts. Santa Cruz has had a double-digit lead most of the first quarter and second quarter, but Drew, what do you know about early big leads? They usually don't stand up.
No, and in fact, you almost don't want to get a big 25-point lead because you start to press a little bit when the other team makes even just a little bit of a run.
Early on the putback. What a play.
He's got kind of an unorthodox game, Cle Anthony Early, but plays with 2 chips on his shoulder.
Yes, he does. He has been stellar the last 2+ games. Zeislop pulls up. That's not quite his shot. He's more of a catch-and-shoot guy. Not going to take Scott Wood off the dribble, though. Talk with Steve Gansey before the game today, and he said he'd love to see a shootout between Zeisloft and Wood, two very prolific three-point shooters. He said, I put my money on 15 and yellow. Of course, he's got to have his boys back.
Well, did you watch the D-League three-point contest?
Yeah, because Scott Wood won that.
I'm just having fun.
Henton trying to work his way to the cup, and a foul called on Lloyd.
I thought maybe we were going to see an offensive foul against Henton, kind of dip that shoulder in to Lloyd, who fell backwards.
It's been fun to watch thus far. Also seen a lot of whistles.
Yeah, well, we thought that was going to be the case just
Yeah.
the first couple of minutes with how physical the game was, and both teams were talking a lot at each other.
Wood trying to work free, taking Zeisloft to the cup. Good defense, Hansborough the board. Jordan Lloyd in transition, the reverse with the left, no, and Hansborough couldn't get a clean handle on it because of Early. Pressy for Early, down the lane with the left hand! Uno!
See,
Simone. Que bueno for Cleanthony Early.
the left hand.
And Pressy saw that play develop.
Yes, he did. He sees 1-2 plays ahead. It's just a matter of him taking the shot for himself or getting his teammate involved.
20-point lead, and Steve Gansey wants to stop it there. 7:18 to go in the second. Santa Cruz 53, Fort Wayne 33. We'll take a break, come back with more. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
Big-time performances,
Oh, what a play! Simmons, what hustle!
high flyers, global superstars, and NBA champions.
It's over! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
What do all these stars have in common? Their dreams began in the NBA Development League. The NBA D-League is rising. Who's coming up next?
Download the NBA D-League app today.
Well, it's all good in the hood right now for Santa Cruz, leading by 20 over Fort Wayne. And Elgin Cook with the jam there, and kind of see him limp there right at the end.
I think it was his left ankle or left foot that he was laboring there.
He sprained his ankle really badly in practice right before the Grand Rapids game. That practice was January 5th. The Grand Rapids game was January 6th. And so it's been 2 months since he's played in a game. A little more than that.
Well, the good news is that he was just standing in the huddle and he's sitting down on the bench, so he's not icing his ankle or foot or anything, so we would have to assume that he's available to come back.
5 on the floor for Fort Wayne. It's Poitras, Teague, Hansborough, McKinney-Jones, and Zeisloft. Fort Wayne just 1 for 9 from downtown. Santa Cruz 6 for 12 from beyond the arc. Mad shooting 31%. Teague, no one within 15 feet of him.
Intentionally. And that's always been the one aspect of his game that has kind of held him back. He's got to be able to make that shot at a higher percentage in order to get back to the NBA.
39%, not too shabby. Last year, Wood finally finding the range for him. He's 1 for 4 from downtown.
And he was just 1 for 2 on Wednesday night, just simply didn't get many shots off, but still arguably the most dangerous shooter in the D-League. And look, you can just see Phil Pressey. He's going under every screen, and there Teague hesitated, passed up that shot. Now he got a good look there for Zeislov, but you don't want to see Teague become extremely tentative with that shot when he's open.
Pressey tries a three. In and out it spins. His first miss. Teague leaves it off. Hansborough and one. Chance to cut it to 17 for Psycho T, who has 8 points and 4 rebounds.
His middle name might as well be and one, and he's just so good at finishing in awkward shots.
Yep.
I mean, the ball was on his right side there. A Santa Cruz defender fouls him, but he's still able to just muscle it in somehow off the glass.
428 games of NBA experience. His best year coming in the 2010-11 season with the Pacers. 11 points and 5.2 boards per game.
Now, why should his middle name be and one? Well, he is the NCAA record holder for made free throws.
And the ACC all-time leading scorer. Pressey off the glass and in.
And lets out a little scream.
He's got 10. McKinney Jones, baseline. Poitras backing his way down low, dunks it down. Sutherland smart there, not challenging the rise up.
I didn't think he was in position to be able to dunk that. I thought he was just going to put up a little baby hook.
LaDontae Henton finishes off the glass.
Oh, that's just too easy. Multiple guys in help side position seem to just kind of let Henton go right by to the rim.
Poitras a baseline J, spins out, offensive rebound, Hansborough. Teague, he'll try another three. Good rotation, shot is short. Outletting, Henton to the rim, lays it up and in again as Teague tried to swipe at the ball but didn't contest him up top. The lead quickly back up to 21, Henton with 7. McKinney Jones a three, that was way strong. Pressey, he's 3 for 4 from downtown.
He wanted to pass the ball. He was dribbling down the floor, waiting for his teammates to get back into the picture, and ultimately just said, well, if no one's going to challenge me, I'm going to let it rip.
65-41. Santa Cruz leading by 24. And it looks like this is a 30-second timeout. Both benches standing up, so we'll keep it here. But, well, I guess the result of not having a plotting big down low is the game has really opened up offensively for Santa Cruz.
You're absolutely right, and it's been many different guys contributing here, and more bench points than points from the starters, so you get an idea of just how deep the Santa Cruz team is, despite the fact that they are playing undersized.
LaDontae Henton getting into the fun. He's had a couple of easy layups. I mean, you mentioned the help side defense. Where is it?
I mean, somebody's got to come over and stop him. And then out here in transition, Teague just kind of thought maybe if he undercut Henton, that maybe Henton would lose control of the basketball, but got to provide a little bit more resistance.
I mean, Santa Cruz shooting 55%.
And 8 for 15 from 3.
Yeah, that's 53%. Barry Brown going to check in next dead ball. Nice spin move. Hansborough rises to the rim and flushes it down.
And you can see there, Sutherland just backed off. And
he has to. He wants to stay on the floor. Can't pick up his third foul in the first half. Henton was open. Instead defers to James. That's a moving pick.
And early nods his head in approval.
Yeah. He certainly did move into Hansborough there. Jabari Brown into the game for Scott Wood. Just the third turnover on Santa Cruz. Compare that to 13 assists. Santa Cruz fifth in the D-League in assist to turnover ratio, 1.36. Lloyd's open. He'll dribble into a 17-footer and connect.
Nobody on the Warriors seemed to care that Lloyd was going to take that mid-range jumper. They'll let him have that every time down the floor.
That is not Maury ball. 65-45. That was Lloyd's first bucket. Averages 14.8. Pressey from the corner. That was a good pass. That Mizzou connection. Brown to Pressey. McKinney Jones off. Tapped around, and Pressey whips it into the front court for Henn. Drops it off Brown. Back to LaDante. Sutherland spinning inside. Nice head fake, but blows the bunny.
Beautiful post move from Sutherland.
James still looking for his first bucket. He and Thompson, the only two C-dubs not to score.
Yeah, picked up those 2 early fouls, and clearly it has affected him because he just doesn't quite look like the confident Sutherland we have seen as of late.
6 straight for Trey McKinney-Jones and the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. It's 65-47. McKinney-Jones with 4, but a little 6-0 spurt for his side. Timeout called. We'll take it as well. Fort Wayne trying to hang in there here in Surf City. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
Season ticket holders, don't miss any of the action next year. Head over to the ticket information table tonight for your New Year 2017-18 season tickets. When you renew your tickets, you will automatically be entered for a chance to participate in the next Santa Cruz Shootout. Renew by March 17th and save.
Lead at 18 for Santa Cruz. They led by as many as 24, but Fort Wayne trying to work its way back into this game, though. Phil Pressey, not picked up in transition. He'll make you pay. And Hansbrough, the spin move, baseline finish. He is already at 11 points and 8 rebounds.
The Warriors up 18, and even before we knew all the bigs were going to be out for Santa Cruz tonight, the one thing that the Warriors have not done a great job at this year is allowing second chance points. Right now, they allow over 15 per game, the 5th most in the D-League. They allow the 4th most offensive rebounds per game at just over 12. And here in the first half, Fort Wayne, 9 offensive rebounds for 12 second chance points. Now, the Warriors offensively have been able to counter that by putting up 65, but that is still an issue that they got to clean up. And with this small lineup, there's going to be some games where they just get punished down low.
They won't have Damian Jones most likely on Sunday, as he might start tomorrow for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala all out tomorrow night in San Antonio, and Kawhi Leonard is not playing in that game either. And if you're ABC, you got to be pretty disappointed about that.
Early is fouled by Jordan Lloyd. Early says, didn't mean to do anything there, just helped them up. Going for the ball. Playoff foul in this playoff atmosphere. Here's another look. Got him with the body. Nothing flagrant. Early a perfect 6 for 6. Jordan Lloyd back to the line. Indianapolis. Not Indiana, that's where he went to school. University of Indianapolis. Don't see too many products come out of there. The old GLVC. He was first team All-League there as a redshirt senior. Played 5 years college ball. Started out at Furman. 2 years with Furman before going to Indianapolis. As Henton hits a deep, deep three. Ladante into double figures with 10.
That's now 4 C-dubs in double figures, and Brown's got 9.
Now Santa Cruz set a season high with 72 first half points on Wednesday. They might eclipse that mark here tonight. Nice crossover. McKinney Jones strip. Jabari with just Hicks to beat. Rises up, and a one for Jabari Brown. The Oakland product getting it done.
Getting it done on the defensive end first. His hand in the passing lane, gets the steal. I was thinking maybe he's just going to drop it off back to Henton for a layup or dunk, but when you're a scorer like Jabari Brown, scorers want to score.
You know what, there's an argument to be made, and I've probably said this before already, that Jabari Brown should have been on the Lakers last year instead of Metta World Peace. Now, they like the locker room presence that Ron Artest brings to the Lakers, but Jabari Brown at this stage in his career can certainly provide more on the court. He averaged 12 points per game for them 2 years ago in 19 contests.
Had 32 in the season finale against the Kings.
So he's certainly proven himself in small stretches at the NBA level. Elgin Cook, good to see him back on the floor. He's fouled. He's going to the line. Elgin 5 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the line. Now up to 77% from the stripe. And if he makes this free throw, Santa Cruz has a new season high for first half points. Set in their last game Wednesday against the 905. They were up 72-69 after 24 minutes. And it's 73-51 now after 22 minutes and 34 seconds. Lloyd taking it to the cup, banks it in. Nice move by Jordan Lloyd. Slow start for him, but he's up to 8 points now. Brown all the way to the rim, blows by everyone.
Little hesitation dribble, and once again, Fort Wayne with absolutely no resistance. It is not going to be a fun halftime locker room if you're wearing a Mad Ants jersey.
It will not be. Their defensive numbers, not all that great. Teams shoot 47% against them. That's, well, 17th in the D-League. Their defensive rating around 107. That's 17th. Offensive foul. Casey Hill calling out the shots. Fourth-year head man for Santa Cruz. 106-84 in his tenure. Lloyd driving on Pressey. Fall-away floater, no. Rebound. Squeezed by Lloyd. Gets it to Hicks, who is, well, thankfully a foul was called because Hicks got hammered. That one almost went the other way. All sorts of body contact.
Yeah, and then of course Elgin Cook lands hard on that left foot. And now he's coming out of the game. Not really sure how Tyler Ricks didn't also make that call from the baseline as we see Elgin Cook kind of getting looked at again.
Well, he also has 3 personal fouls. So Cook, 15 points. He's not gonna walk back to the locker room. Might be more frustrated with the 3 fouls. Certainly keep an eye on that ankle. Hicks missing the first, hitting the second. As Michael Thompson has checked in for Elgin. About a 4-second difference, so Santa Cruz will essentially hold things out here. 75-54. Santa Cruz on pace for 150. Henton, 3 in the air. 8 seconds. McKinney Jones racing. Off for Lloyd, settles into a 3. This is an 18-point game. Nice finish to the half. Still time. Pressey heaved that up with 2 seconds to spare. Still hit rim.
He wanted to get closer, but he kind of did a little Euro step, lost his dribble, and had to chuck it up.
So 24 minutes in the books at 75-57. Gina Antoniello is going to get Kelly Peters for a little halftime chat. Kelly's by Gina, and Gina, go ahead, take it away.
Kelly, it's been a very intense battle here tonight. What do you attribute all the energy and, back and forth to?
Just your classic small ball game. I mean, we're basically playing with 5 guards and a couple forwards, and the court's spread, and we're getting out and shooting threes, attacking the rim.
Elgin Cook's back for the first time since December. He's already been a factor tonight. How has he prepared, and what does it mean for you guys to get him back?
I mean, Elgin grew up a lot right before he got hurt. He was really peaking as a player, and it just says a lot about Elgin that he just jumped right back into form with just his approach and his feel and all those things. It's all credit to Elgin, just him working hard.
5 Warriors players are already in double figures. Are we seeing a little bit of the momentum from Wednesday night's win?
I think so, and the court's wide open. We got to keep attacking the rim and then shooting good kick-out threes and not settling for early 2s and pull-up 2s and keep putting them on their heels.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Kelly. We'll take a break, come back, and take a look at the first half total. Santa Cruz up 18 on the Termites, 75-57. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live. At the half in Surf City, it's Santa Cruz leading Fort Wayne 75-57. We welcome you courtside, folks. Kevin Ann alongside Drew Schiller. And Drew, this has been a fun first half, especially if you're a Santa Cruz fan. Now, they could be up even more than 18. They had that 22-point lead late in the second quarter, but what have you seen thus far?
You're not going to be satisfied with an 18-point lead and 75 points at the half. I mean, other than the offensive rebounds for Fort Wayne, it has been nearly a perfect half for Santa Cruz. How about 45 bench points of the 75? It just shows you how talented this team is, and we heard Kelly Peters talk about that, how with the small ball unit, the floor is wide open. Guys can drive. There's tons of space out there. They're kicking it out for open shots. It's just been a thing of beauty so far.
Well, the leading scorer for Santa Cruz is one of those bench guys, Elgin Cook, and how good has it been to have him back in the lineup?
15 points for him. He's plus 15. He's 5 for 9. He knocked down a 3. We heard Kelly Peters a moment ago give all the credit to him that, to not miss a beat, to come back, you'd think maybe there's going to be a little bit of rust, but right from the jump, he attacked Tyler Hansborough. He knocked down a mid-range jumper, and he just gives Santa Cruz toughness on the defensive end and on the offensive end, the way he can set screens, the way he can get to the rack. He's a guy who has shot over 10 free throws 5 times this year. So if you need a bucket, you can just give him the ball, clear out, and say, do work.
Drew, this team's playing with a lot of emotion. It really starts with Phil Pressey. He's on his way to a triple-double, 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists.
It was very apparent early on that Phil Pressey was going to leave his imprint on this game. Seriously, right when Fort Wayne got the opening tip, he came across half court, pressed up into his man and set the tone immediately. And even when he's getting guys involved and guys are making shots, he is just showing so much life and so much passion, and it's been contagious for Santa Cruz here over the last couple weeks.
Cleanthony Early, another guy who's really stepped up his game. First half, he's a perfect 6 for 6 for 13 points. What have you seen out of Clee?
Well, I see a guy who's coming off a game with 25 points, a guy who has played 2 seasons in the NBA, a guy who was the 34th pick in the 2014 draft, and a guy who has all the confidence in the world, who thinks he should be playing at that level. And we saw him having to play center here tonight because Santa Cruz is so small, but he's up for any challenge. He's just so long and athletic, and he's tough to guard because, you know, you don't really know how he's going to get his points. He might pull up, he might try to get all the way to the rim. He's just kind of awkward, and that's difficult to defend.
You know, for the Santa Cruz Warriors, really the one issue, you mentioned it, the offensive rebounding, and that's because of Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is just a low down low. Now, actually, Alex Poitras has more offensive rebounds with 4, but Psycho T has been a force inside, 11 points, 9 rebounds.
Yeah, when you are missing size, it's not exactly a good recipe when you're playing against a guy like him who, as we talked about, the all-time NCAA leader in free throws made, one of the most decorated players in college history. And, you know, he's getting his taste back in professional basketball. Hasn't played much this year, this just being his 4th game. You can still see the passion and the fire is there. But with the way Santa Cruz is able to come down the other end and score, it's going to be really difficult for Fort Wayne to come back into this game because the Warriors have just been relentless on offense.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, a look at the first half highlights as Santa Cruz leads Fort Wayne 75-57, shooting 52% from the floor and holding the Mad Ants to just 40% shooting. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live. Back in a bit.
Santa Cruz Warriors would like to wish a very happy birthday to Ryan Unuga, Grandpa Adrian, and Rachel Dan. Santa Cruz Warriors would like to welcome the following groups to tonight's game. ERA Award winners.
Halftime at the KPA, 75-57 Santa Cruz. Kevin Ann alongside Drew Schiller. And let's take a look at some first half highlights. There's certainly been a lot of highlights in this one.
Well, we have a monitor here. We have the highlights. We might as well look at it.
Might as well. This was a nice jam from Trey McKinney-Jones, the longtime Mad Ant. And then how about that, Poitras?
And then this one, I thought that Poitras was just going to let off a little underhand shot or just lay it in. And no, when you're that big and athletic, I guess you could just go and dunk it. I've never experienced that.
Psycho T with the dunk, and then Cleanthony Early with a block. And a little grin after sending Marcus Teague back to the floor with a block.
I mean, it's not easy to rip the ball away from Tyler Hansbrough. You have to be extremely strong. And Phil Pressey just yanked it away. And then here's Elgin Cook. That's when he kind of landed on the ankle and didn't look very strong on that foot. And then Anthony out in transition. Cleanthony, excuse me.
13 for him in the first half. We'll take another break. And when we come back, a look around the D-League with some scores. 2 have gone final, another about to go final, as Santa Cruz has an 18-point lead on Fort Wayne. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live. about 3 minutes and change away from the start of the second half, as Santa Cruz has an 18-point lead here against the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, who are currently the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. Some finals from earlier today affecting the playoff race in the Eastern Conference. Grand Rapids getting a 119-98 win at Erie. The Bayhawks have had all sorts of troubles this year. They fall to 11-29. The Drive, as you see on your screen, back to 500. This stops a 5-game losing skid. They were 20-21, now 21-21, getting 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists from Lorenzo Brown, who recently returned from China. 26 from Ray McCallum, who spent some time with the Charlotte Hornets this year, and near double-double for Detroit Piston Henry Ellenson, who was on assignment. In the loss, TJ Price with 20 for the Birds, and a double-double for Brandon Dawson and Siobhan Thompson for the Bayhawks. The other game that has gone final affects the Western Conference playoff race. Rio Grande Valley up to 26-15 after taking care of Greensboro in North Carolina, 132-109. Jim Boeheim's favorite city for the ACC tournament, Greensboro, North Carolina. I kid. But 20 points for Gary Payton the second. He also had 9 rebounds, a double-double for Chinanu Onuaku and Darius Morris, and 17 off the bench for Jaron Johnson, third-year Viper after returning to the Vipers from Australia. Actually a college teammate of Alex Hamilton. Sheck Diallo on assignment from New Orleans had another nice game. 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 block shots. In the loss for the 14-27 Greensboro Swarm. And there's about 13 seconds left in Salt Lake City, where the Stars lead Raptors 905, 112-106. So the 905 could go on a 2-game losing skid after winning 9 straight. The other game going on right now is in El Segundo, and the Defenders have a 50-40 lead over the Reno Bighorns with 3:18 to go in the second quarter. That game starting about 30 minutes after this one. Yorgos Papagiannis already with 10 points in that game on assignment from the Sacramento Kings. And for the LA Defenders, 11 points for the tried and true Vander Blue. Busy week of call-ups in the D-League. Most recently today, Troy Williams getting the Gatorade up to Houston from the Iowa Energy. Wayne Selden also getting called up from the Energy to New Orleans. And those are big call-ups for Santa Cruz because the C-Dubs take on the Iowa Energy on Sunday. So the Energy will be without 2 of its rotation guys, and especially Wayne Selden, who has been stellar for them. Manny Harris getting called up from the Texas Legends to the parent club Dallas Mavericks. His 10-day will end March 19th, the day after Santa Cruz finishes up a 2-game set with the Legends. So good timing there, and also good timing on the Jared Uthoff call-up to the Mavericks, as Fort Wayne without Jared Uthoff, also without Ben Bentel, who just finished up the 10-day stint with the Dallas Mavericks. And the best player in the D-League this year, Jordan Crawford, also getting the Gatorade to the Pelicans.
Second time that you have made that proclamation. And I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think he's a guy who legitimately can go into an NBA game right now off the bench and in the right circumstances put up 15, 17 points.
His first game with the Pelicans, he scored 19 off the bench. And Crawford was a part of the Fort Wayne Mad Ants in that 2015 D-League Finals Series. Guys here today that were a part of that final series, Trey McKinney-Jones for the Mad Ants and Michael Thompson for Santa Cruz. So it's Jordan Lloyd, Stephen Hicks, Psycho T, Trey MJ, and Alex Poitras for Fort Wayne. Sutherland, Pressey, Drisdom, Wood, and Henton for Santa Cruz. Dribble handoff, Henton. We are underway. Santa Cruz by 18. Drisdom with 4 in the first half. Pressey with 13. Going to work on McKinney-Jones. Gets around him. Scoop with the left. It's good.
Phil Pressey getting his Isaiah Thomas on. When they kind of come to that stop, they turn sideways, and you don't know which way they're going to go, and then just puts on the turbo boost.
Former Boston Celtic Phil Pressey, as Lloyd is short from distance.
Yep.
Also
Those little guys, they got to have all
Yes.
those kind of little tricks up their sleeve.
Leaves it back for Henton, who lays it in. Can we get Phil an assist there?
Isaiah Thomas, by the way, the most difficult guy to guard that I ever went against in college. And I think that...
Not Matthew Bryan Amity?
And I thought... oh, I set you up for that one. But
Boy,
defending Phil
foul.
Pressey would not be fun either.
No, it would not.
Kevin is referring to Matthew Bryan Amity, who posterized me to the point that I was number 2 on SportsCenter's top 10.
At least you made top 10.
Yes, I did. Not the way you'd like to be on top 10, but, you know, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I wear it.
I guess your corner 3 at Berkeley to put Stanford up 2 in the second half wasn't sexy enough for SportsCenter.
Kevo, you don't have to try to build me up after you just tore me down. It's not a problem. You can make fun of me. It's okay.
79-59. Duly noted for next time. Inside Wood, passes it around, out to Henton, 3 on the way, bottoms up.
Well, why take a layup when you can pass it out for an open three-point shooter?
It's that great mathematical inequality. 3 is greater than 2.
James Sutherland fighting inside with Hansbrough, and he wants it back, but Fort Wayne doesn't get it back to him, and now Santa Cruz has got numbers because McKinney Jones is on the ground.
Pressey dropping it back for Henton, who got tripped up. So Lloyd goes the other way. Some contact, he wanted the foul, still runs it home. Jordan Lloyd, 13 points. Teach me how to Dougie, laying in the background. Nice pass to Sutherland. There's his first bucket. Phil Pressey with the dime, and Steve Gansey is not happy.
And if you thought Santa Cruz was going to cool off in the second half, you're wrong. 10 points in the first 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
85-61. It's a full break. We'll take it as well. C-Dubs back up by 24. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
Santa Cruz Warrior gear. Check out our large selection from shirts, jerseys, hats, and more. Even better, we can now be found online at scwteamstore.com.
24-point lead for Santa Cruz. 9:54 to go in the third quarter. So nice work in the early going offensively for Santa Cruz. Great pass out to Sutherland from Pressey, who now has 7 assists. Sutherland, that was his first bucket. And then Henton on the drive to the rim. Ladante up to 15 points. And Drew, maybe it's just because we've seen a lot of D-League basketball, but this game feels so far from over.
It does. It absolutely does. But the only way that Fort Wayne gets back in it, I think, is if the Warriors let their guard down. And I'm looking at Phil Pressey defending the basketball, continuing to clap his hands, and the Warriors are talking on defense. Everyone seems to be together, rotating. I mean, you can just see the closeouts. You force a mid-range contested 2 right there. I mean, that's a great defensive possession.
Pressy, ooh, nice dribbling display. 3 on the way. Oh, he gets the roll.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. Fort Wayne's got no chance to win this one.
I will say 88-61 feels a lot different than 68-41 at this point.
I agree, I'm half kidding, but when you're getting rolls like that, I mean, even Pressy was just couldn't help but laugh.
Hansbrough inside. Pressy up to 18. He's 4 for 7 from downtown. Really 4 for 6 because he had that 60-foot heave at the horn that he really didn't want to take, but had to. Sutherland, he'll try a 3. That rattles down. Santa Cruz 13 for 23 from beyond the arc. Is that good?
It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's better than the Golden State Warriors, that's for sure.
Tough loss in Minnesota tonight for them. Hitting off the glass by Sutherland on the Poitras attempt. Diagonal bounce pass. Drisdom trying to take contact, and he gets the whistle.
I mean, if you're Fort Wayne, what do you do to slow this Warriors team down right now? I mean, and the funny thing is that on the floor, Scott Wood and Terrence Drisdom haven't done much. When the bench guys come in, Clay Anthony Early, Jabari Brown, Elgin Cook, they're all in double figures.
Go figure. Now, Drisdom isn't asked to do a whole lot of scoring.
No. I'm just saying, though, that usually when you bring guys in off the bench, you might have one guy who's kind of that spark plug who can go ignite the offense, but the Warriors have 3, and that doesn't even include Alex Hamilton, who has had 30-plus in a game this season.
Yeah, he actually has the season high for an individual score for Santa Cruz with 35 in a game at RGV, the game that produced a phantom 54 seconds out of Elgin Cook. That has messed up his stat line this year. Layup good there. 19 now for Poitras. Sutherland for 3. Don't miss that one. Poitras right down the lane, drops it off. Hicks with the flush. 2-hand finish for him. Pressy pulls up. He's feeling it. In the building and feeling himself. Looking down at his hands, saying, how am I this hot?
Well, if he missed it, I was going to say, you know what, it's not a good shot, but I'm going to give him that one because he's been on fire. And then he drills it.
He's got 21. He's just been on another planet this month.
I don't think that the other 4 players for the Warriors had even crossed half court when he took that shot.
He's going to take a 28-footer here. And all right, he has a little chuckle that time. Anthony Early coming in. So Drisdom coming out. Early needs to tuck his jersey in case he'll let him know.
I like these black jerseys tonight. Very clean.
Them. Very nice look. They'll be auctioned off, too, after the game for the fans.
I may have to get into that auction.
Too. Lloyd is short. Outlet doesn't quite find Sutherland. Batted away by Trey MJ. 3 rattles home for Poitras. And number 22 for Fort Wayne has 22. Been a great year for Alex, first year pro. We could certainly see him at some point at the NBA level. I think Zeisloff didn't provide more three-point shooting, replacing another shooter in McKinney Jones. Though McKinney Jones this year just 31% from downtown. But he can get hot from beyond the arc. Wood, runner, banks it in. Haven't seen that from Scott this year.
Thought he was going to take the pull-up, little head fake, and then the leaner off the glass. And it's there because his shot is such a weapon that Zeisloff just flew out of the way on the fake.
Poitras well short on the 3. Santa Cruz 23 points in the first 5:45 this quarter. Step back from Sutherland, doesn't go, but there's Henton inside with a putback, and free ice cream for everyone, not even midway through the 3rd.
I mean, even the missed shots are bouncing as such that the timing of it is perfect for a Santa Cruz player. to get the offensive board.
Missing the layup. Early the rebound. Lobbed inside. Sutherland with the hammer. Oh, boy. Release the Kraken. Santa Cruz is up 32. Styling on the Termites tonight.
And James Sutherland with a little bit of a hang on the rim, just kind of dangling his way down. And I can't really blame him. He's got the long sleeves on. And maybe it's something we'll see more often from Mr. Sutherland this year.
The Warriors stunting right now, up 32. 32nd timeout, we keep it here. And so, Drew, they scored 75 points in the first half, and they scored 27 points in the first 6 minutes and 9 seconds of the third quarter.
14 for 26 from three, 54%. And for the game, 57% overall. And I've said it many times this season, if the Warriors do not turn the ball over, they are going to be very difficult to beat. Because when they get set in the half court on defense, they're pretty dang good. It's when they are allowing points in transition off of turnovers and in fast break where they are a little bit vulnerable.
Zyslov drawing the foul. Nice head fake from him to get Jabari Brown in the air. Santa Cruz this quarter, Drew, is 10 for 13 from the floor. That's 77%, and 5 for 7 from downtown, 71%.
And here, Jabari Brown now in the game, who had 14 points at the half.
They're going to review this to see if it's a 2 or 3 for Zyslov. Randy Richardson will take a look at it.
Should be a pretty quick review. That's a 3.
Yeah, that's a pretty clear 3, though. There are some.
That's a 3.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yep, and that is a quick review. Randy Richardson will.
Those are tough for referees because a lot of times when a guy pump fakes and gets a guy into the air and draws the foul, sometimes they do an extra little baby step at the last second and they put their toe on the line.
Yeah, and I think that was the thought process there from Mr. Richardson. Steve Gansey has just seen a barrage tonight from Santa Cruz. Very solid head coach, very knowledgeable as far as the D-League goes. And you team him up with Brian Levy, the GM of Fort Wayne, and you have a very nice brain trust for the Mad Ants. And I really enjoyed what they've done with their roster this year. Now, they're not at 100% right now. Utah and Bentil not with the team. Julian Stone going overseas, but they just have a perfect D-League roster. If they get Bentil and Utah back, well, watch out in the playoffs. Zyslov hits 2 of 3. Lead is at 30. Just a little jazz to the step of Phil Pressey, even bringing the ball up. Brown with the left hand. There's no stopping these guys tonight.
You bring a guy like Jabari Brown into the fold in early March. Not a bad midseason pickup, huh?
Not bad at all.
But Santa Cruz gave up a lot to get him.
I will say those draft picks have lost even more value, though. They gave up the first round because now you have two-way contracts. Early trying to sell a call.
My point in saying they gave up a lot to get him, when you look at the breakdown, is that they wanted him badly. That shows you how good of a player he is.
Did give up the returning rights to Elliott Williams, who was clearly the best player in the D-League last year and the year before.
5 10-day contracts 2 seasons ago.
Had a 20-day stint last year with the Memphis Grizzlies, his hometown. Fall away, high-arcing shot from Pressey and airball. He's airballed a couple on a row now.
He's earned it. He's earned the right for that.
Marcus Teague probing, kicks it out. Leslie lays it off the glass and scores, so levitating in midair. And he had one of the best dunks in the first year for the Santa Cruz Warriors when he posterized Dexter Pittman, who was then a member of the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Absolutely thunderous dunk. Turnover, Leslie for Poitras, and he will put his showtime on. 28-point lead. A little sloppy the last couple of possessions for Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that's kind of human nature. You get a huge lead, you start to try to make the highlight type play. The last thing you want to do is give Fort Wayne easy buckets, and that's definitely a clear blocking foul.
Teague committing the crime there. Alex Hamilton will check in alongside Elgin Cook.
And Elgin Cook went to Alexander Hamilton High School.
That he did. Milwaukee kid. Finished up high school in the Houston area. '93 till infinity playing. Good old school Bay Area vibe as the Bay Area kid, Jabari Brown, knocks down the long deuce. $18 for Jabari. Here's 18 for Fort Wayne, Jordan Lloyd. 3 on the way, 3 is good. He has 16, north of his 14.8 per game average. Cook full steam ahead, bucket and the bump.
He noticed just the slightest opportunity. Poitras on his heels, not really ready. And so Cook just goes right at him, directly north-south. And even when Elgin Cook clearly isn't quite 100%, he still has the athleticism and the burst to get the and one.
I mean, Drew, this team for much of the season had been, by D-League standards, pretty pedestrian. Middle of the pack scoring, offensive rating, lower half. And just recently, they have just brought it up a whole other notch. And I mean, if you're going to make that free throw.
The Phil Pressey three off the rim, off the top of the backboard, and in. I mean, 150 tonight is very much in play. And this is not your 2014-15 Reno Bighorns.
No, this is not the system. This is just offensive execution to the max. Tapped out a play as Brown doesn't make the runner. That'll take us to the under 3 mandatory. 109-79 Santa Cruz. When we return, it will be Gina Antoniello on the MIC. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
Big-time performances.
Oh, what a play! Simmons, what hustle!
High flyers. Global superstars. And NBA champions.
It's over! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
What do all these stars have in common? Their dreams began in the NBA Development League. The NBA D-League is rising. Who's coming up next?
Download the NBA D-League app today.
Jesse, you are out. I'm sorry. I am sorry. All right. 3 possessions. 2 pairs left. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Oh. And Lily, you are out. I am sorry. I am sorry.
Welcome back courtside, where the Warriors lead the Mad Ants 109-79. Now, if you're wondering about the Warriors black limited edition jerseys presented by Sandbar Solar, they signify more money being raised for a deserving nonprofit, and this time the designee is Ride-A-Wave. Ride-A-Wave's mission is to give children with special needs the chance to feel the thrill of riding a wave and experience a safe and fun-filled day at the beach, whether they are physically, developmentally, or even economically challenged. And since its inception in 1998, Ride a Wave has helped over 2,500 kids get in the water and have a life-changing day at the beach with activities like kayaking, tandem surfing, boogie boarding, and even beach obstacle courses. And while primarily Ride a Wave addresses the California Bay Area, visitors have come from every U.S. state and as far away as Canada, Italy, and France to participate in these Wave beach camps. Back to you guys.
Thank you for the info, Gina. A little background on why Santa Cruz is wearing black tonight is Nick Zeisloff. Quick trigger, quick draw McGaw downtown. Quick draw McGraw? Yeah, that's what it is. 109.82. Leslie playing the defense there, former C-Dub, former Georgia Bulldog. Alex Hamilton running the offense now. Late clock, 3 to shoot. Anthony has to heave it up and in. Cleanthony early. Now with 16 points.
It just doesn't matter. Late in the shot clock, contested, bucket.
Leslie drops it in. Cleanthony working on a perfect game. 7 for 7. Does have 1 turnover, so can't quite have the basketball perfect game. Grissom getting tied up. The defense from Marcus T. So the Santa Cruz Warriors record for points in a game, 148. Happened January 9th this year at RGV. That is in play tonight. If they don't score another point this quarter, that means they're averaging about 37 per quarter, would put them at 149, 150. Another turnover. Cook spinning inside, and he scores. He's up to 20 points. Leslie, long 2 is good.
Well, Cook with the nice move, but then didn't get back and know who to guard. And Travis Leslie wide open.
Leslie with 6. The Fort Wayne starting to get it going offensively. They have 31 this quarter. Early show and go. 8 for 8 from the floor for Cleanthony. .41 this quarter for Santa Cruz.
Matt Teague once again passed up the shot, and Alex Hamilton was able to get out on him, and then he takes a contested 2. I mean, you might as well shoot the open 3 right away.
Hey, he dribbled himself into that contested.
Yes, he did.
2 for 1 here for Santa Cruz. Good move inside. Jabari Brown fouled.
And I know this doesn't mean a lot, but right when Brown misses and falls to the floor, 3 guys sprint to him to help him up.
No, it does mean a lot.
Yeah, those are the little things, though, that add up, and they show you that this group is together and that they all know we all can score, we got to share. Everyone's going to chip in with 16, 17 points, and obviously there's going to be certain nights where guys are struggling, but man, this team has the firepower to withstand multiple guys having off nights.
I mean, you just look at the guys on the floor. Jabari Brown, NBA experience. Cleanthony Early, 2 years of NBA experience. Elgin Cook, an absolute stud.
Will be in the NBA.
Yes. Phil Pressey, who's not on the floor right now, 3 years of NBA experience. James Sutherland, 4 games of NBA experience. You just go up and down the lineup, and you have all sorts of talent. Zeisloff, quick 3 is good. They're going to review that long Leslie, too, by the way, at the quarter break. Right now it's a 2, could be a 3. Looked like a 2 initially. Jabari Brown up to 20. Shot clock and game clock about identical. Step back 3 from Jabari Brown. Karam's off front iron. 3 seconds left. Quickly to Zeisloff, fires a 3, and that is short, but a putback flush at the horn for Travis Leslie. They'll take a look. Do they count it for now? Yes. So we'll see. Right now it's 118-93. Santa Cruz putting up 43 that quarter to outpace Fort Wayne's 36 or 34. We'll see what the score is for real on the other side of the timeout. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live. We head to the fourth with Santa Cruz leading Fort Wayne 118-93. This is the first ever regular season meeting in Surf City between these teams. And though they've played a lot in the playoffs, Gina told you about that history. Santa Cruz is 0-4 all-time in the regular season against the Mad Ants. And one of three teams that Santa Cruz has played and not beat. The other two being Grand Rapids and Long Island. Another 0-1 against Long Island, 0-2 against Grand Rapids. 0-4 against Fort Wayne. Santa Cruz needs 31 for a new franchise record. So the dunk counted and the Leslie long two stayed at two. That one got wedged in between the rim and the backboard. We'll have a jump ball. Come to midcourt. Santa Cruz controls the tip. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, Drew, Santa Cruz was up 28 in the fourth against Windy City. That lead got cut down to 3.
Oh, I remember.
But LaDonte Henton not going to let Fort Wayne get back into this one, at least right now. Nice pass to Zeislov, who misfires from 3, but there's Leslie with the tap in.
17 second chance points now for Fort Wayne.
Compared to 12 for the Warriors. That was the 13th offensive rebound. Santa Cruz out rebounding the Mad Ants, though, by 2. Brown can't quite finish. Tapped out. Tristram racing for it. And
plays like that.
Yes.
It's the 50-50 balls, even 60-40, you're thinking it's going to be Fort Wayne, and somehow the Warriors get a dunk out of it. It's just been one of those nights.
And Clay Anthony Early, 9 for 9. He has 20 points. Henton called for the foul. So free throws coming up here for Marcus T. Warriors shot 58% on Wednesday night. They're shooting 58% again tonight. T hitting the first. Marcus in this game, 5 points, 5 assists, 3 boards. off the bench. 88 games of NBA experience over the course of 2 years. Henton firing a three. That was wide right the whole way. He's 4 for 7 from downtown now.
Surprised you didn't make your Florida State kicker joke there.
Can't use it every time. Travis Leslie hits a three. He's up to 13 points. He's really had it going in the second half. So the Mad Ants at the century mark. Pressey looking for his 6-3. He's now 5 for 10 from distance. Still time for the Mad Ants. Hicks, head fake, trying to draw the foul. Passes off last moment. Leslie well short. But out to Fort Wayne. McKinney Jones hits the contested three. It's down to 20. They say it's a long 21-point game.
Well, you can't just settle for jacking up threes. Warriors got to attack the rim, get into their offense, and there Phil Pressey. Just a one-man show, and once again, you see all 4 Warriors, other than Pressey, come in to help their point guard off the ground.
He's one of 4 C-Dubs with 20+. 20 apiece for Cook, Early, and Brown off the bench. I'll have to check my records, Drew, but this might be the first time Santa Cruz has had 3 20-point scorers off the bench. Now, Steve Gansey's going to review this.
He's going to challenge to see if this was in fact a foul. And I got to admit, looking at the replay, it didn't look like there was a lot of contact, but this seems to be like one of those plays that would just be really hard to overturn.
See if we can get a look-see at it. Randy Richardson's going to ask to take a look at it, so we should be able to see it along with him. Here's the replay. Not sure if you're going to be able to tell much from this camera.
I mean, that's just very subjective. Can you say that possibly McKinney Jones leaned that right leg in that kind of results in the contact? That's a tough one to overturn.
We're about to see the baseline camera, and I think this might be the better angle. I mean, sort of gets him with the hit. Sort of gets him with the leg stick out.
Exactly, and unless it's just like there's no contact whatsoever, I just don't know if you can flip that one.
So you're going to say it's going to stay free throws for Phil?
I think it will, but I've been wrong. You and I have both been wrong on reviews a lot this year.
That we have. Pressey 2 assists shy from a double-double. LaDontae Henton has his second double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, also 3 assists and 3 blocks.
Yep, they are confirming the call on the floor, so it's going to be free throws for Pressey.
Might as well take a stab at it if you're Steve Gansey, though.
Yeah. You're on a little bit of a run.
So Santa Cruz still talking it over in the Casey Hill huddle. There will be Pressey free throws, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Yet to get a steal in this game. Now, they gave him 2 blocks. I think at least one of those was more of a steal than a block. He has 13 steals over his last 3 games. Next Santa Cruz game Sunday at Iowa, 2 p.m. Pacific start. And again, the energy without Wayne Selden and Troy Williams. Perry Jones has returned from injury. He got injured against Santa Cruz in December. And then it's the Oklahoma City Blue. Timo, I feel like Santa Cruz will have a lot more confidence playing against.
Yep.
They play them on Tuesday. Yeah, they've gone 0-3 against them, lost by 9 each time, but they've had halftime leads in each of the last 2 games, and it's been the third quarter that's done them in.
Yeah, that game at Oracle, the Blues shot like 98% in the third quarter.
It was 17 for 22, but close.
Well, Phil Pressey, who couldn't miss if he tried, now a couple air balls and missed that 3, then he misses 2 free throws. So let's see if he can kind of get re-engaged here.
But Santa Cruz does get it back. Passing inside, Drisdom laying it in. 8 for TD. So including tonight, 27 points over his last 3 games for Drisdom, who averages 4.7 per game on the season. Teague driving, reverses it up, can't quite English at home. Pressey, that goes off the leg of Brown. Numbers for the Termites. And that's off Teague.
A 3-on-1 in Fort Wayne, just shooting itself in the foot there.
Shout out to El Mad Anto, one of the biggest Fort Wayne Mad Ants fans. We've seen kind of team fans pop out on Twitter over the course of the years. You have Charge Nation for the Canton Charge. A lot of C-Dubs fans. It's good to see kind of more fan interest in the D-League as it turns into the G-League next year.
Yeah. How many times are we going to say D-League next year during broadcast?
37.
That's the over-under?
I'll put it at 37.5 to get some action.
Are we going to fine ourselves every time we say it? 50 cents?
Yeah. We shouldn't. I don't want to lose money.
I agree.
Thompson passing it off. Here's Sutherland inside. Jabari Brown bowling over a defender, and things have kind of gone stagnant here for Santa Cruz.
Yep.
Still time for the Mad Ants.
And even the crowd, with such a big lead as it was, kind of sat back in their seats thinking this one's just going to be a laugher, but it's not.
Zeislaw for 3. I would have cut it to 18.
Casey Hill would have called a timeout if that one went in.
I would have called a timeout for him if he didn't. Santa Cruz could use a bucket here. Pressey trying to provide it. Thompson for 3. No, but there's Sutherland. Gets the putback. Big bucket for Santa Cruz, as big as it can be, up 23 now in the fourth.
You can't blame Pressey for kicking that one out because he felt like maybe he was going to get blocked, but he had a layup.
Yes, he did. Jabari Brown right back at him, doing the thizzle dance down the lane as he will go to the stripe.
It's just so hard to defend in today's day and age. I mean, a guy gets any sort of momentum going forward with that Euro step. I mean, there was just simply nothing that the Mad Ants could have done there to stop Jabari Brown from either getting a layup or getting to the line.
Jabari with 20. He could take over the team lead in scoring if he hits both. Santa Cruz now 18 for 22 from the stripe. That's 82%.
And free throws have been a problem
Yep.
for Santa Cruz this season. Just 72% as a team, 18th out of the 22 teams in the D-League. And Fort Wayne entered tonight at over 80%, the best mark in the D-League. And they're living up to that, 20 for 23, 87%.
Zeislaw, hesitation.
Yeah, see, Teague caught that and didn't even look at the basket.
Passed it up. Thompson the rebound. Pressey firing the 3. That one's good, and he's back on track.
And
24.
he's gonna get a steal here.
Oh, ran out of real estate. But you like to see that, even up 26, that he's racing back on defense.
I don't mean this in any disrespect to Phil Pressey because he has played in the NBA and he's an awesome player. But I think he could be an all-pro cornerback.
Yeah, he could.
I mean, his quick feet, his instincts, his leaping ability, he could lock down receivers in the NFL.
Does kind of have that build. He'll pop another three. Back to 50% from downtown for Flip. He's made 97 threes this year.
Yeah, for every three he makes, you can give him one of those shots. Marcus Teague, had a wide open three and then dribbled into a tougher mid-range two.
Yeah, I mean, this guy shot 39% from downtown last year, 25% 2 years before, but
And the tone I'm saying it with is that I want to see him shoot it from three with some confidence. And I know that, the three ball is not his forte, but it's something I'd like to see him try to continue to develop.
offensive rebound off the Pressey miss, and Jabari Brown misses. There's Pressey who dunks it down, getting his grown man on. He's having fun out there.
You gonna call that a dunk?
He got rim.
All right.
You're not calling that a dunk?
No, I'll give it to him. Coming from a guy who has never dunked in his life. Let's see.
I think he
All
touched
right.
rim.
All right.
That might be the last we see of Pressey. He has 26 for number 26. The C-Dubs up 26. Gets a nice round of applause. Shares a laugh with
For a
Dante
year
Head.
of your life, you once were 26.
Yep. Phil Pressey right now
That was a great
is
joke.
26. Turned 26 February 17th during the All-Star break. How many other 26 can we think of? Napoleon Coffin, ward number 26 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I got nothing.
And Daniel James Howell, our technical director, wore number 26 on his high school football team. At least that's what he tells us.
What position was he? That's a running back number.
Yeah, he is a running back.
These are the kind of things you talk about during a blowout.
Sutherland short. Stephen Hicks to the rim. He is hammered.
You mean on the foul? He's hammered.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I didn't mean the other connotation of that word. I didn't even realize it. Somebody's mind's in the gutter. Hicks short there. Hicks about a month away from turning 25. Thousand Oaks native, that's in Southern Cal. $25-point game now. Santa Cruz can still get to 149 for the new franchise record. They're not really on pace for it this quarter, though. Hamilton gets by Hicks, though, trying to change that. It's his first bucket from the floor. He has 5 points. Hicks full steam ahead, lays it in. Well, the small ball lineup certainly worked tonight. Backdoor pass too far in front of Scott Wood again. No Dennis Clifford tonight. No Chris Abekba. Damian Jones on his way back to Golden State.
And he certainly could see some playing time tomorrow night.
I mean, who are they going to play if they don't play Damian Jones?
We could see a lot of.
Is he going to start tomorrow?
We could see a lot of Kevon Looney and Patrick McCaw.
James Michael
McAdoo.
Santa Cruz favorite, James Michael McAdoo.
And he certainly loves Santa Cruz as well.
Big fan of surfing, James Michael. Not sure Steve Kerr lets him do that activity.
Yeah, it's in the contract.
Pull up for Jabari Brown, too strong. Yeah, I don't think Santa Cruz is going to get to 149 tonight. They give Lloyd continuation, I doubt. Yeah, sideline out of bounds. Some other D-League news and notes. Steve Brandis named president of the D-League team in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Fox Valley. That's the Milwaukee Bucks, or G-League team, I should say. So they will be the G-League next year. Steve Brandis, former president and GM of the Idaho Stampede, one of the really good guys around the D-League, and sad to see him be out of a D-League job this year as the Stampede moved to Salt Lake City, so good to see him get back in. Three-point play complete. Marcus Teague in double figures with 13. Brown, drive and dish. Sutherland not in the position to shoot there. 5 to shoot. Santa Cruz just kind of playing out the string here. Sutherland still makes the turnaround.
He turned and he looked at the shot clock at the other end of the floor and just elevated and drilled it.
And there was nothing going. That's a goaltend and one. There was absolutely nothing going on that possession first 20 seconds or so. Santa Cruz kind of happening its way into a bucket. Now, we don't keep this record in the game notes, but I want to say this is a Kaiser Permanente Arena high for Santa Cruz.
Don't look at me for that information. You're the guy who I would turn to.
I'm pretty sure they haven't touched 140 here at the KPA. Now, they've given up 143 against Reno. And the building record is 160 when Reno played RGV at the Showcase 2 years ago. But Santa Cruz hasn't touched 140 in this building until right now.
I like it. Alex Hamilton dribbled into a nice little pull-up, took it with confidence. That was nice.
Jabari Brown with the finish. Hey, 149, I think, back in play. That's really the only thing on the line right now.
I don't know. I think that, are they going to bypass the under 3 timeout? We already had it? No. Nope.
There it is.
That's in play, and it happened.
2:25 to go in the fourth. Santa Cruz dominating this one. Up 142-117. We'll take a break. I'll get a chance to blow my nose, and we'll be back after this. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
All right, fans, it is now time for Bank Shot, brought to you by Santa Cruz County Bank. I'm here with Max. Max, you have a chance to win $1,000. All you got to do is knock down that half-court shot. But that's not all.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA Development League may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcasted, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA Development League.
Santa Cruz shooting 56%, as it has gotten out to a 25-point lead with 2:25 to go here in the fourth. Santa Cruz about to win its 5th straight. Here's the Hamilton pull-up that puts Santa Cruz to 140.
I like it. I like it. That's the one aspect of his game that when you look ahead into his future and his basketball career, that mid-range jumper and the ability to knock down the 3.
Jabari Brown, 24 points for him on 7 of 18. He had 9 in his Santa Cruz debut. 26 for Pressey. He'll finish 1 assist shy of a double-double. and 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double to go along with that 1 extra assist. 26, 9, and 7 points, boards, and assists for him. It's Brown, Thompson, Drisdom, and Wood. I guess Michael Thompson's your center. Small ball both ways. Travis Leslie, the biggest guy on the floor for Fort Wayne, as Hamilton hits another mid-range pull-up.
Keep shooting, Alex. Keep shooting.
He's up to 9. He's 3 for 4 from the floor. 5 points away from a franchise record in scoring now. He had 148 against Rio Grande Valley on January 9th. They lost that game, 155 to 148. Tough step back, doesn't go. Santa Cruz get to 150. Hamilton stops on a dime. Thompson will try his luck on Zeisloft. Ooh, can't quite get it. I think the fans want to see 150. It might have 2 possessions left. Hicks, baseline drive and jam. They gave the points to Santa Cruz. Should be 144, 119. Now they changed it. I'll have a player of the game interview for you. Hamilton stripped. And Hicks, they could have given him an and one there. Really doesn't matter now. But Drew, I think the tone was set in the first couple of minutes when it looked like this was going to turn into a street fight. Santa Cruz took this game to Fort Wayne.
Yes, they did, and it was really impressive. And it was as if everybody rallied together knowing that they were going to be small. And it was just something that it galvanized the Warriors here tonight. The fans are not happy that Michael Thompson was called for a travel.
He's the only guy to not score in this game. Everyone has at least 8 for Fort Wayne. Trey McKinney-Jones, the low man there. Step back for Teague. That falls. That looked good. Good arc on that one. 144, 123. Santa Cruz might take a turnover here. No need to shoot, but the Sea-Dubs just putting on a display tonight of offensive prowess.
I don't know. I think Jabari Brown's about to shoot it.
He's not the hand the ball back to the ref kind of guy. Missed that one wildly. Could have been a shot clock violation. Refs say whatever. This game's over. 3, I don't think, got off in time anyways. Your final score, Santa Cruz 144, Kaiser Permanente Arena record for the Sea-Dubs. And the Mad Ants 123. Santa Cruz wins by 21 points. They improved to 24-17. Fort Wayne falls to 23-17. So Santa Cruz now a half game back of Sioux Falls in the win column. Even in the loss column, they have the tiebreaker right now as a result of a better conference record. Jabari Brown will be our post-game guest, and he is making his way right now to Gina Antoniello. Gina has Jabari Brown, and Gina, take it away.
Jabari, this is the Warriors' 5th straight win. Dominant victory.
MIZ, baby.
Phil has a lot to say. Tell me about the team chemistry right now.
I think we're playing well. You know, the guys done a good job of making me feel comfortable, and I think we're playing well despite some injuries.
This is your 2nd game with the Warriors. You're showing a lot more of what you can do. You know, what do you hope to bring to this team as they vie for a playoff spot?
Just another scorer, a competitor, you know, and a guy that, you know, knows how to win.
Absolutely. A lot of folks had a lot of good numbers tonight. Tell me a little bit about your first impressions of your new teammates.
I mean, I know I'm pretty familiar with a lot of these guys just from playing against them. So, you know, it's a talented group, and we play together. So I think that's what sets us apart from some other teams.
Welcome to the Warriors, Jabari. We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much, Gina. Thank you, Jabari. Your final score, 144-123. Sea-Dubs over the Termites. We'll talk about the particulars on the other side of the break. You're watching Santa Cruz Warriors basketball on Facebook Live.
sure to check out our next home game right here. Kaiser Permanente this coming Friday night, St. Patrick's Day. The Warriors will face off against the Texas Legends at 7 o'clock. And then also Casey Hill Bobblehead night versus the Van Louis Cedars Austin Bobblehead. Thanks to our friends at Austin Organics. Stop out here if you're looking at your tickets tonight. We hope to see you all here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a safe drive home. And go!
Here at the Kaiser Permanente Arena, your final score: Santa Cruz 144, Fort Wayne 123. The Sea-Dubs 24-17, the Mad Ants 23-17. Welcome courtside, folks. Kevin Dan alongside Drew Schiller. And wow is all I can say about this offensive performance tonight.
Yeah, I missed the offensive performance on Wednesday night, and I didn't think that Santa Cruz was going to be able to one-up that one. 144 points, and we talked about it a moment ago. Really from the jump, the Warriors were just the more aggressive team. Looked like they really wanted this one. They knew that this was a very important week, playing against two of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. You knock off the team with the best record in the league, Raptors 905. You back it up here tonight with another very impressive win. The Warriors have won 5 in a row, and they are firing on all cylinders right now.
And really, it's because of the play, first at least, of Phil Pressey. 26 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds tonight.
I can't disagree with you there. We talked about him in the Open. He's been playing his best basketball of the season as of late, and tonight almost another triple-double. And I still think one of the key things is just two turnovers. When he takes care of the rock and he's making good decisions, it's contagious. Santa Cruz tonight, 14 turnovers. You don't want that number to be quite that high, but some of them were late when the Warriors were well ahead and the game was already going to be a blowout. It was going to be a Santa Cruz win. So for the most part, Phil Pressey just continues to play really well, and he sets the tone. You're absolutely right.
So 26 for him. How about Clay Anthony Early? 9 for 9 from the floor tonight, 20 points, and he has really stepped it up over these last handful of games.
If it wasn't for that one turnover, you could say it was almost a perfect game. You mentioned it. And, you know, he also had 3 blocks, and he's so long and athletic, and he leaves his presence on the defensive end as well. Santa Cruz had 9 blocks tonight. And entering tonight, Santa Cruz leading the D-League in blocks at over 6 per game. So they're doing it defensively and offensively. 144 points. Yeah. And then you look at a guy like Scott Wood, only had 5 points tonight, but he was a team best plus 32.
Hello there.
Hello there.
But yeah, plus 32 tonight for him, plus 29 for Phil Pressey, plus 26 for LaDante, who had a double-double, 20 points and 10 rebounds. I mean, he was a silent 4 for 7 from downtown, 8 for 11 from the floor.
He also had 3 blocks and 3 assists. I mean, this team, Dennis Clifford not playing tonight, Chris Obekba not playing, Damian Jones not playing, and all right, put up 144. Why not?
Yeah, let's take a look at some highlights now from this 21-point victory.
There was a lot of them.
And how about that?
I mean, that play right there, to me, encapsulates the game. Tyler Hansbrough, one of the toughest guys around, and Phil Pressey just rips it away from him, goes the other way, and you get a bucket.
Hey, Santa Cruz really did punch Fort Wayne in the mouth first and kind of knocked them off their block a little bit.
Elgin Cook, welcome back. 20 points in 14, almost 15 minutes. 20 points in 15 minutes. That's a standard Elgin Cook game.
Well, this guy was impressive for Fort Wayne. Alex Poythress, former Kentucky Wildcat. Tyler Hansbrough, we didn't see a whole lot of him in the second half.
No, we didn't.
Finished with 13 points, 9 rebounds. Just played 19 and a half minutes tonight.
And there's another one of Pressey's 6 threes, and then James Sutherland. You dangle on the rim, big man.
Sutherland finished with 12 after a scoreless first half. Went 5 for 12 from the floor. And Leslie leaving it off. Travis Leslie, former Sea-Dub.